Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Star Wars Wednesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Star Wars The Black Series, The Grand Inquisitor from Obi-Wan Kenobi. Let's get into it! Let's start the Inquisition with a look at the packaging. And here we have on the top, nice window to let some light in, a hook, some tape. On the front, Star Wars The Black Series. And then we have a nice window showcasing the figure and his accessory. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, Grand Inquisitor, assortment numbers. Warning, don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. 4 and up, Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. On this side, that stripe from the front continues around the side, up at an angle. Star Wars The Black Series, it continues around to the back. And on this side, nice artwork of the Grand Inquisitor as he appeared in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not to be confused as how he appeared in Star Wars Rebels. On the back, some more nice artwork, that same artwork from the side, just kind of zoomed in. Star Wars The Black Series, Grand Inquisitor. Obi-Wan Kenobi is set years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where Kenobi faced the corruption of his friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, turned Sith Lord Darth Vader. And there it is again in some other languages that I don't read. He's number 9 in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Includes figure and accessory. Warning! Attention! Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. And don't give it to the babies. Some more small fine legalese made in China, Disney, and Hasbro print. And that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. Let's take a look at the lightsaber blades. Both appear to be exactly the same. They probably are. Both in this translucent red plastic they were used to for dark side lightsabers. Those little thin pegs at the bottom with the little circle on them that help them snap and stay into place. And here's his Inquisitor lightsaber. You'll notice it has 2 little bitty posts on there, and those are to connect it to the back. Thank goodness it's not that great big post that Fifth Brother's lightsaber had that I had to remove and replace with a magnet. So, and I don't think I'll be able to do that with this one, not because it has 2 pegs, but because the handle is much thinner than Fifth Brother's, it looks like. So I would like to magnetize this like I did the other one, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. But nice molded detail on there and a nice paint amp or 2. And the way that this works, the 2 little posts here, you'll see 2 little ports right there on his back. And just posts right into place and stays there pretty good. Now as far as the blades going into it, gently, as you can see, there's a port right there in this peg, and you gently apply some pressure to it and you'll hear it snap into place. I don't know if it is picked up on the microphone or not. Probably not. Here, I'm going to hold this one up to the microphone. Maybe you can hear it. There, maybe that picked up, I don't know. So there it is, blades engaged. And of course, unfortunately, it won't spin around. But there it is. And let's go ahead and address the main issue everybody has with this character in live action, is the fact his head is pretty round, whereas in the original animation it was a little bit more elongated. But I can understand how the animation was just slightly stylized. So either that or this ain't the same guy, but I do believe it's the same guy. Nice soft goods cape that's pegged in, the arms run through holes in it. I'm sure just the same as these flaps here. And paint apps on the head. I mean, it looks really good. It looks a lot like the actor in his makeup from the show. Obi-Wan Kenobi show, that is. Got some paint apps here on the chest, along the belt. This is all just an overlay. And this piece is part of the neck. And then the belt is a separate piece glued on. These armor pieces right here separate glued on. These feel like they're separate pieces as well. Let's talk about his articulation. He can look up that high. He looks down that far. Ooh, house party at Fortress Inquisitor. Inquisitorius? Whatever it's called. It's got some crazy waggle in there too. Look at those DJ earphones going on. He can do the full exorcist. At the shoulder, a little less than 90 degrees, but I think it's because of this and the cape all stuffed in there. There may be a butterfly joint in there. It's hard to tell. And then, let's see. This piece does get in the way a little bit, but you can get a full 360 degree rotation there. Hinge and swivel at the elbow, swivels around a full 360 degrees and gives you that much bend. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on an in and out hinge, and on the other side an in and out hinge as well. This cut here in the torso gives him plenty of hula, crunches forward that far, back that far, leans to the side and the side, and 360 degree rotation there. At the hips, these pieces do get in the way, so be aware of that. But he can give you that much of the splits. He can kick forward approximately 90 degrees, backwards about a step. There is a cut here at the thigh, and it does give you a swivel. This armor piece gets in the way, but it will give you a full 360 degree rotation. Hinge and swivel at the elbow, another 360 degree rotation there, and slightly better than 90 degree bend for the knee. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. That, my friends, is a look at the Grand Inquisitor and his lightsaber. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the Grand Inquisitor next to the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader, and fellow Inquisitor, fifth brother. Here's the Grand Inquisitor next to our final Black Series comparison, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper, and to see how he starts comparing up with other lines from the Marvel Legends series, we have making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Grand Inquisitor with G.I. Joe Classified Series' Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And for a 7-inch comparison, from Mattel we have the Masters of the Universe Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Star Wars The Black Series Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus show version of the Grand Inquisitor, I have to say it's an okay figure. I think now they have a base for Inquisitors to which they can just glue different pieces to or do different overlays on in order to make it the character that they need to. The figure itself is a good likeness of the character as he was portrayed in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I do like the fact, well, I like and I don't like the fact that now they've done away with that huge peg in the middle of the lightsaber that the fifth brother suffered from, but I adapted to that by cutting the post off, drilling the lightsaber out, putting a magnet in it, and putting a magnet in his back. And I was kind of hoping to do the same thing with this guy, but they've not gone that route with this figure. Plus, his lightsaber is a bit thinner. It seems the handle seems a bit thinner than Fifth Brother's. So I wouldn't even have been able to drill it out to get the 2mm magnet that I have to go in it. So I don't know, do they make 1mm magnets? Maybe I can do it that way. I don't know. Well, I'll have to look and see, because I would still like to make this magnetic. It's really cool to have that option, and it doesn't really, I have, you know, dark colored magnets, so they don't really show up too bad on the figures. But you know, that's a story for another time, I suppose. As far as this figure goes, it's a good base figure. It does have nice overlays. It does look like the character as portrayed in the media that it's based on. I know there were a lot of people who were disappointed in it because it didn't look more like his appearance in Rebels, which is the first time that we saw him. And I'm among that. I think his head's a little bit too round. I would have liked to have seen him look a little more like he did in the Rebels show. But again, you know, that show was a little stylized, animation style-wise, so I guess in real life this is what he would have looked like. Because even if you go back and you watch Rebels and you look at the few episodes that Darth Vader was in, he was a little bit more stylized looking, more like his Macquarie concept art, you might say, in the mask. How it was kind of more elongated looking. So, you know, maybe eventually they will do a Rebels version of this, because basically all they have to do is change the head out. Maybe make him a little bit taller, I don't know. But I think this one will do in my display again. You know, he looks like he did in the show that he was based on. So I'm not the hugest fan of the way they did the cape with the fold in the middle. I mean, it's okay. It's not great. Again, at this point, soft goods, especially capes, should be wired for posability, but that's just a box to be checked off on my wish list that'll never be checked off, probably. But as far as this guy goes, I mean, he's okay as is. And if you get one and would like to modify it, you know, that's completely up to you. I'm sure some folks out there are going to do some resin heads or whatnot to make him look more like his Rebels version. But I've rambled on long enough. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.